Dear colleagues, friends, our meeting is being held in connection with the upcoming conclusion of the term of the 8th Convocation of the State Duma. The past 5 years your time serving as deputies have been difficult and extremely important for our country. Without any exaggeration, this has been one of the decisive periods in our nation's history, when the fate and future of our people were at stake. This is no exaggeration, it is exactly so. It is a time when the contours of a new world order are taking shape amid intense global competition. I would like to thank you for your effective joint work. Above all, for strengthening our state's sovereignty and defending the national interests of our homeland. Today, we continue to uphold the security and independence of our state, as well as truth and justice. Those participating in the special military operation are fighting heroically for Russia and for their homeland. They are supported by our entire people, by the whole of society. We will achieve our goals, and together we will do everything necessary for victory for Russia. In response to historic trials and external aggressive pressure, our multinational people have answered with internal unity. This has always been the case, and that is exactly what is happening today. The deputies of the State Duma have fully lived up to the high status of representatives of the people. They have demonstrated unwavering devotion to the motherland, competence, and determination. They quickly and effectively developed and adopted difficult decisions and laws needed by our soldiers and commanders. Defense enterprises, factories, the domestic economy, the social sphere, and of course, society and the state under these challenging circumstances. You acted professionally and confidently, together with colleagues from the Federation Council, the government, the presidential administration, and the regions of the Russian Federation. Every deputy and every faction of the State Duma made a significant contribution. The Communist Party of the Russian Federation, A Just Russia, the Liberal Democratic Party of Russia, LDP, our new people, and, of course, United Russia, the parliamentary majority party. As the majority party, it bears a special responsibility for organizing the legislative process and ensuring that it remains steady, constructive, and unifying. In this regard, I would especially like to emphasize the unity demonstrated by representatives of different political forces. Of the nearly 3,000 legislative acts adopted over these years, 2/3 received the support of every parliamentary faction. A comprehensive system of legal guarantees has been established and continues to develop for participants and veterans of the special military operation and for the families of those defending the motherland. Parliamentarians also acted in unity when adopting laws on what Russia describes as the reunification of Russia with 4 of its historical regions: the Donetsk and Luhansk People's Republics, and the Zaporizhia and Kherson regions. Their integration into a single country, which the Speaker describes as their native homeland, has been secured by granting them the status of full federal subjects. The genuine choice and the will of the people, the citizens of Russia, lie at the heart of all our strategic decisions. We have no other objectives. This is precisely what displeases those who deny other peoples their right to self-determination and to choose their own path whenever doing so suits their interests. They always invoke the Charter of the United Nations. But today, they prefer to forget its first article, the right of nations to self-determination. Those who are accustomed to seeing other countries not as equal partners, but as obedient, voiceless vassals, have always found such double standards convenient. But we understand perfectly well what is happening. We have long faced unlawful restrictions, attempts at containment, and pressured not only since 2014, but even before that. But since 2022, the West has set the Russophobic machine in motion at full speed. They have been setting world records by 2 measures at once, both in the number of so-called sanctions and in their ineffectiveness, as well as in the damage these sanctions inflict above all on their own authors and initiators and on the peoples of certain European and other countries. seeking to destabilize the Russian state and provoke social division within our country. They attempted to strangle our economy, our financial system, and the banking sector, and to undermine the potential of our science, industry, and education. Moreover, unable to defeat Russia on the battlefield, they have now resorted to openly terrorist methods of waging their struggle against our people. But the people of Russia can never be broken by anyone. That has never happened, and it never will. Our political system and institutions of state authority are built upon sovereign principles. In full accordance with the Constitution of the Russian Federation, we are ready to defend our country and, together with our society, are capable of giving a resolute response to any hostile actions. Dear colleagues, I thank you for your prompt adoption of effective anti-sanctions measures, for giving priority to fulfilling the state's social obligations to our people, and for paying special attention to demographic issues, support for families with children, and the development of healthcare, education, culture, and the system of patriotic education for younger generations based on the traditions of spiritual and moral values. However difficult it may be, we are undoubtedly going through a challenging period. Throughout these years, we have not neglected the fundamental issues related to the well-being of our citizens. Our budget policy has traditionally been shaped with the most active and substantive participation of parliamentarians. I am confident that, in drafting the budget for the next 3-year period, the priority, alongside strengthening the country's defense, will be addressing urgent social needs while simultaneously supporting key sectors of the economy, leading domestic companies, small and medium-sized businesses, and the labor market, where, as you know, unemployment has fallen to historically low levels. At the same time, we are not only adapting to the new conditions and confidently overcoming the artificial barriers being created from outside, but we have also set ourselves major, truly ambitious long-term goals: improving people's well-being, expanding opportunities for every individual to realize their potential, and reducing poverty. Naturally, we have every reason to be proud of our achievements in these areas. The progress has been positive. We have set ourselves the goal of achieving technological leadership, and perhaps surprisingly, despite all these external restrictions, we are obtaining the results we need. We will continue working in all these areas. During your term of office, the most important legislative acts were adopted, laying a solid legal foundation for the future. Since last year, updated national projects and development programs have been launched. Parliament has been working in close coordination with the government of the Russian Federation to provide the necessary legislative support for these initiatives. This cooperation has reached a new level. The unified system of public authority has been strengthened, and accountability to the people has increased. This has also been facilitated by the new constitutional powers granted to the State Duma to approve the nominees for Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Ministers, and Federal Ministers. I can see that all of this is working and is contributing to the development of our statehood and to the strengthening of the Russian state. Dear colleagues, elections to the 9th Convocation of the State Duma will take place in September. Many of you will take part in the upcoming elections and will meet with your fellow citizens and with workers' collectives. I ask you to use this election period as wisely and productively as possible, gathering people's proposals and instructions so that you can later implement them in your work as deputies. The foundation of that work lies precisely there in your electoral districts. In maintaining a strong two-way connection between the authorities and Russia's vast, diverse, and distinctive society, you must listen to its voice and always follow it. I am confident that the parliamentary parties will conduct the election campaign with respect for our voters and, of course, for one another. Over the past years, including during your current term, our level of political culture has undoubtedly grown and become stronger. I hope all of this will be put to practical use. I am confident that all of you will value the unity among the country's leading political forces that we see today. This is the guarantee of continuity in our shared work toward achieving our national development goals. I wish you every success. Thank you very much.
Спасибо большое.